Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So today it's a Saturday morning, beautiful Saturday morning, and I have a small issue with this third gen. It just started, so I'm having a weak cranking issue. I'm gonna start it. Usually happens when it's warm or the engine's hot. It's not so bad when it's cold. So it's been sitting overnight since work yesterday. So I'm gonna start it up, see if it'll do it. Maybe y'all can hear it. You can hear how it sounds. The starter just doesn't sound quite right. Here we go. You hear that? You hear how it kind of hesitates, it stumbles. Maybe the word I'm looking for is it drags. So, seeing as I like to be frugal sometimes, depending on the week or what's going on in life, my dad always taught me that you work with what you have. So on these trucks, the electrical problems I hadn't had many, I'll just say that. But I have had one issue with these battery terminals. So we'll take a look at this real quick. So these battery terminals, these are aftermarket. These are like the third ones I put on there. So once they're tightened all the way down like this, you see they're closed all the way, they still spin. See that? So with these Rams, they're real particular about having a good connection and a good ground, which I have a little story about this ground wire. So seeing as I like to make do with what I have, I always keep miscellaneous screws like this. So my dad showed me this trick back when I was a young boy, learning how to work on cars. Now I already did it to this one. You can see the hole here because it was the same thing. I tightened it down all the way and it still moved. So when it moved, it did that weak start like that. The proper thing to do, go down, buy you some new terminals, clean them up, whatever. But we're talking in the case of maybe it's a Tuesday and your rent was due on Saturday, so you're broke. So you take a screw, we'll get on this side, it's fresh. You find one that fits in there barely. You don't want to sit here and tear up your terminal on your battery, right? But you do need something to make a good connection. But we all know that a screw is metal and it'll be a great connection. So you get one that fits in there just a little bit, like that, right? Because you just want to screw it in just enough. Well, you want to run the screw all the way down, right? But as it goes down like so, and while you're doing this, be careful that you don't have a screw so long that it pokes a hole in your battery. You have to be mindful of that. And you tighten it in there like so. So as you go in there, it'll thread a little bit of this terminal here, which in my opinion, it ain't that big of a deal. But once it's in there, look. See how it still turns a little? That's not what you're looking for. So in that case, we're gonna put this one back in here. I took it out so I wouldn't spoil the fun for you. So we're gonna take this one out. We'll back it all the way out here. We're gonna put it back where I got it from, because I did it here because I really hadn't had the time to go to the auto parts, right, and give me some new terminals, which I'm probably gonna end up doing that today, but I'll take the 4th gen for that. So this one I had ran in here, same scenario. See, gets it in there. In the case of your screw doesn't do what you want it to do, get a slightly bigger screw, right? You're just looking for good contact here. That's it. That's it. This is to get you down the road, right? At the point of it being all the way down, there's more contact. Now let's see what the truck sounds like when we start it. So it's just something quick, something you could do in a parking lot. Say you have an issue, your truck's dragging, Like I said, these Rams, they're real particular about good connection. Bad ground, man, they will trip. These engines will trip if you get a bad ground, or if your power supply gets weak. They trip. They don't like it. They don't run. They don't run well at all. So let's give it a try real quick. See if we can tell a difference. Cold start. The start you heard a minute ago was the first start since 4 o'clock yesterday. Here we go. Start 2. See? So I'm not really looking to tear up my terminals with a bigger screw. Even though I guess we could. Why not get into it, right? That's one of my deals. Instead of saying, why would I? Why wouldn't you? Why not? Why not jump into it? So I'll get back with you in a second. Let me dig out a bigger screw and we're just gonna do it. Who cares? I don't. Holler at you in a minute. All right, we made it back. So I'm gonna show you my little tool chest under my back seat. This is where this is where I keep all my stuff. Anything you can imagine, man, we can find it. We can make it happen. It's one of those things, you know. You keep it around because you never know when you're gonna need it. It's almost hoarder status. So I found a bigger screw. We're gonna go ahead and wreck it. We don't care. We're gonna see if it does what it needs to do. So there it is. Now, like I was saying, this is a longer screw. So if you look at it to the terminal here, like so, if I run that thing all the way down, it's gonna poke a hole in my battery. So like I said, be mindful. You're gonna get it started. So seeing as it's what I got, it's big enough, I would believe. So we're just gonna run it in there. Same principle. See how it's snugger? I gotta put a little pressure on that screwdriver. So we run it in there like so. We don't wanna go all the way down. We don't wanna poke that hole, look. Damn, battery terminal's still loose. So we're gonna go with it anyway, who cares? Maybe we get enough in there, it'll do what it's gotta do. Look, now it's snug. Now, see, it threaded itself into this and into your terminal, right? To give you a better connection than what you had. So now we're gonna do cold start number 3. And see if it sounds any different. Like I was stating, this just gets you down the road so much better. It didn't drag like it was supposed to. I mean, not like it was supposed to. It didn't drag. The connection's better. So I'm gonna go to the auto parts here in a little bit. I gotta buy this water pump for this thing. I gotta get a couple of battery terminals. I'm gonna put out a change in the battery terminals video. I'm gonna try to get a couple of them out this weekend. If the rain will hold out, it rains like every evening right now. And then it's hot the rest of the day, freaking 1,000 degrees out here. So that was my little video on, or should I say a little tip to get you down the road. Say your car drags and then it just, like these trucks, if the power supply is not enough, it'll drag and then it'll just shut off. It'll kill it, which the battery's not dead. It just wasn't enough to start the truck because like I was stating, these Hemis and these Rams take a lot of power and they want a good connection and a good ground, because a bad ground, yeah, we'll get into that story when we do the battery change, the terminal change out. And then from there, we'll holler at you here in a little bit. Keep living the dream, doing your thing. Like and subscribe, smash the thumbs up. Let me know if you like my content, anything. Peace out. It's your boy Auto Guy DIY, rolling out.